Now, I know what you're thinking. Westy, you're making a video about something that's not even going to be available in Battlefield till at least May. Yes, I know. I'm talking about a DLC that hasn't even been released yet, which is Dragon's Teeth. According to Ryan Duffin, who is DICE's senior animator for Battlefield 4, he was talking at GDC recently, DICE have been toying with the idea of a ballistic shield for some time now, in various different stages, and they've come to the conclusion that a ballistic shield would work best in Battlefield as a two-handed cover device. Apparently, they tested it as a one-handed device that you could use with a sidearm, but they felt that that wasn't quite as what they've intended the device to be. So rather than it being something that you can use to protect yourself and fire at enemies with, maybe it's something to do with Battlefield 4's game style that's led to this decision, but they want it to be more like a movable bit of cover than they do an actual device that you can use to protect yourself while you're shooting at somebody. And when I say their decision might have been based on Battlefield 4's game style, think of the maps that we have available and think of the mechanics that are currently in place in Battlefield 4. We've got maps like Operation Metro and Locker with massive choke points on them, massive amounts of grenade spam. Why would you need to add in a ballistic shield that you could then fire more bullets around the side of? Surely it would make sense to have a two-handed one so that you can go across a choke point without taking any damage at all. Now to me, that would make perfect sense, but in the eyes of the community, and probably in the game overall, it makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. With a ballistic shield being introduced, you can make yourself virtually invincible to incoming bullet fire, which, first of all, doesn't really make much sense in a first-person shooter. We've seen it in the Call of Duty series. Anytime somebody came round the corner with a ballistic shield in front of them, you were running in the other direction because you just could not kill them. So we already know it doesn't work as well as intended. So why on earth would you extend Battlefield 4's ability to create choke points and barriers in a map so that teams simply lock together? Why would you then further that by adding a movable bit of cover, the ballistic shield, into the game already? It's simply going to increase the time that you're standing at those choke points and just make the game more frustrating, I feel. I was speaking to Matt the Musketeer and Jack Frags about this at the recent Naval Strike event, and we all agreed that this could become extremely overpowered and it would just become a clutch for noobs yet again in Battlefield 4. I mean, if you think about it, I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but the Romans used a tactic when they were sort of dominating most of Europe, and it was called the turtle, where they could hold up their sort of riot shields or their battle shields in front of them, and then the ones behind in the second row would hold it up above their head, and then the ones on the outside would obviously hold it in the direction of the outside of the box they were creating, and essentially created a massive armoured turtle that you could have multiple soldiers in the middle of, all holding their shields up in the air, and they could sort of move across the battlefield as an entity, not taking any fire at all, simply because they've completely covered themselves with these ballistic shields. If you then go ahead and translate that very basically into Battlefield 4, what you can imagine is just lines and lines of soldiers running towards you with all these ballistic shields up. I think it would become extremely overpowered to just be able to move from cover to cover without taking any damage at all. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't really think that the ballistic shield really has a place in the Battlefield series. I mean, we'll have to see how it's implemented. It's been confirmed this will be in the Dragon's Teeth DLC, and that's supposed to be coming out in May. So it's not going to be too long before we actually see something like this implemented. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you think it has a place in Battlefield? Or do you think it should just be pushed to one side and not used at all? Let me know in the comments down below. And just another thing I wanted to mention in terms of Battlefield 4 news today. There are rumours circulating at the moment about possible release dates and the map names for this Final Stand and Dragon's Teeth DLC. Now, as I've just said, this is by no means confirmed and seems at the moment to be purely either speculation or rumour. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this is maybe something you should take with a pinch of salt, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway because he does appear to have a credible source on this. Now, I've linked the Reddit post below, and he does explain in the comments how he actually found the information, which is quite interesting. So the link is below for that. But for the Dragon's Teeth DLC, the map names are of the following: Propaganda, Waterfront, Urban Garden, and Marketplace. Now, as we already know, the Dragon's Teeth DLC is going to be mainly urban combat, and I think probably a lot of that is going to be focused on infantry gameplay, which is something I'm really looking forward to. My bread and butter in the Battlefield series is definitely infantry play, so this is something I'm really looking forward to, and those map names really do seem to tie in with the Dragon's Teeth DLC. But the bit I really wanted to talk about is Final Stand. Now, the rumour at the moment that this is going to be a futuristic DLC is kind of sort of hinted at with one of the names that have been sort of revealed here. So the map names for this DLC are Arctic Research, Subbase, Walker Factory, and Titan. Now, I don't really think it's fair for me to comment much further on those names. I'm just going to leave it to your imagination for this video today, guys. But the release date, apparently, according to this user, for the Dragon's Teeth DLC is going to be the 3rd of May for premium users, and then 2 weeks later on the 17th of May for non-premium users. And then for the Final Stand DLC, we could be looking at the 2nd of September for premium users, and then the 16th of September for non-premium users. So Dragon's Teeth, as I said, not too far away, but Final Stand is really still a long way off yet. But that is about the end of the video today, guys, so thank you for watching. Please do hit the video up with a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you leave all your comments down below as normal. Let me know about your thoughts on the Riot Shield and some of those map names for the DLCs. I just want to say a massive thank you to BF Daily on Twitter for helping me out with this video today. I've been a little bit out of touch recently with the Battlefield game. Apart from the Naval Strike event I've been to, I'm still working extremely hard in my real life job and I'm very tired at the moment. So thank you for BF Daily for helping me out with all this information today. He sort of brought it all together for me and helped me put it into a video, which was really nice of him. So make sure you go and follow him on Twitter. There is a link in the description, so I've made it easy for you to go and follow him. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.